It's official. Gwyneth Paltrow is eating carbs again.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody. It's me, Casey, your host of this fine, lovely podcast. Today is Monday, May 5th. I kind of didn't do what I said I was going to do and record on Friday, but I got a lot done this week, and it was a very productive, busy week. Do you guys want to hear my Saturday? So I woke up in Salem. I stayed the night at my cousin's house. I went to the gym in Orem at 7. Then I drove to Provo, got ready for the day, and then I drove to Layton, got my hair cut, drove back to Salem. Then we drove to Provo to see the movie, Thunderbolts. We went and saw Thunderbolts. It's really good. And then we went back to Salem, and then I drove to Salt Lake, hung out with my friends for the night, and then I drove back to Provo that night. And I go to bed till 4 a.m. Isn't that crazy? And then I woke up at like 7:30, and I went to Harmon's because if you've been following along on my TikTok and Instagram, I've been cooking Kris Jenner's cookbook, and a lot of the stuff I need to buy is, as she would say, at upscale grocers. So in Utah, the only upscale grocer we have really is Harmon's, and I'm sure it's not even close to what the kind that she goes to. And I went to the one in Orem, which is probably one of the lower end of the high end Harmon's stores. It's older. It's definitely not like the one in Lehigh at Traverse Mountain or the one downtown. The one downtown is so expensive. So like they all are overly priced compared to other grocery stores, but I will say they're pretty clean and they have good selections. So yeah, and then I went home. I made salmon and asparagus and tapenade, you guys. I made tapenade. I can't ever not hear that word and not think of Neville Paperman off of iCarly. Isn't it funny how just random stuff like that from our childhood shows just will always take it? Like, it's such a weird, who came up with that scene? Or that skit of him just always talking about tapenade. But I will say I was worried because tapenade is mostly green olives, and it's got mint and parsley, I think, thyme. There was 3 or 4 spices. No, spices. Is that what you call them? I guess so. Pine nuts, olive oil. And I was like, this is going to be really interesting. Plus, I was reading the directions, and I don't know how I missed this the first time. And it said, now put this in the food processor. I'm like, food processor? So I was like, well, I hope we have a food processor, else this is not going to work. And luckily we did. My pantry here at the house is like Mary Poppins' purse or bag. Like, we probably have whatever you need in there, and it comes in clutch, I will say. So yeah, I was expecting it to be very gross, and it was not. I could not get enough of it, you guys. It was delicious. Like she said, put a big heaping spoonful on top of the salmon and enjoy. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I did it and took a little bite, kind of like Squidward when he takes a bite of the Krabby Patty, like the little tiny, tiny bite. And then I started to devour it because it was really so good, you guys. It's pretty, I don't even dare add up the calories because a serving of the pine nuts is 200 calories. And it's I don't even know, but not a lot. And then the olive oil, of course, that is never low in calories. The other stuff is probably okay, but anyway, it was one of my favorite things I made from Kris Jenner's cookbook. So yeah, that's kind of my weekend. I had dinner with one of my friends, Cassie. We went to Longhorn Steakhouse. If you've never been to Longhorn Steakhouse, you should go. And you should get the spinach dip. And then if you are not going to get steak because, that's probably what they're known for, get the Parmesan crusted chicken. It was so good. Actually, I didn't get that this time. I am lying. I usually get that. This time I got the lemon chicken, which is also very good. But my go-to is the Parmesan crusted chicken. You guys, I can't even explain to you how delicious it is. This time I got a sweet potato. I've been craving them lately. And it came with butter and cinnamon. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. I also purchased my Coachella tickets for next year. And I don't know who's performing. And does that scare me? Yes. But honestly, the whole trip was just fun. Like, even if I go and there's only 2 or 3 people I want to see perform, that's fine with me. Because, yes, I can and I will get up in the crowd and be, like, front and center as close as I can get if it's someone I want to see. Do I love it? No. Like, obviously, who would love that? Who would love to go and just, like, be in a bunch of sweaty drunk people in the desert and just, like, waiting for over an hour? Like, no one's going to be like, oh, I love that. But the outcome for me is worth it. And that being said, if there's less of those and I can kind of just go walk around and wander and do my thing, that is fine with me. And so yeah, but just like being with my friends, getting a house together, and just like the fun memories we made, going to the merch stands, going to all these different like places and seeing everything. It was just fun. I loved the whole weekend, honestly. So we're hoping, I think I've already told this like a million times, but we're hoping it's Dua Lipa or Miley Cyrus as the main headliner. And one of the people in my group was like, I hope it's Drake. I'm like, Drake? Oh. And someone in the group chat's like, this is not the right space. You can't say that here. So as we were buying tickets, we were just like talking in the group chat, and it was just going off. It was like nonstop. People were being so funny. And one of the people, they must have been working because, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours later, he texts us. He's like 541 unread messages. That's how many messages we sent to each other while we were buying our tickets. And yeah, so now we have next year to look forward to. I can't wait. Don't know who I've become, but apparently I'm a Coachella person now. Also, speaking of that, did you see Lady Gaga performed in Rio de Janeiro? I think that's where she was. It was a free concert. I looked up to see, like, I'm like, surely she made money from this. But she says she didn't. The concert was free, and it's, like, supposed to boost tourism, which is crazy because I think Rio de Janeiro has, like, 40 million people in the city? So to want that many more people to come and tour would just add that much more. Anyway, it's interesting. But they said 2.5 million people showed up to see her perform. And the stage was so far away that every, I don't even know, 500 feet maybe, they had giant screens that would show what she was performing on stage because you literally couldn't see what she was doing if you were in the back. It was kind of a cool thing to see. They had like an overhead view, and on the left was like the ocean, like they were on the beach, and on the right was just like mass amounts of people. And she performed her Coachella set again. I guess I was under the impression that she was going to do something different for tour. I don't know why, because her Coachella set was like very elaborate. And it's probably a good thing they didn't just do it, 2 weekends and then be done with it. But then I got to thinking, I guess it makes sense that she would go without getting paid because to perform in front of 2.5 million people is massive publicity. So there you go. She's on fire right now. So last year Madonna performed, and it drew in like 1.6 million people. Now Lady Gaga has broken the record for the largest crowd for a female artist ever, with 2.5 million. Like, people were comparing it to Michael Jackson level because they showed the outside of her hotel, and there were just thousands and thousands of people outside. When I tell you South America fans are on a different level, I'm not joking. They are so loyal. They are so dedicated to these pop stars. Like, you see any pop star go down there, and it is like they are, I don't know, Michael Jackson, the Princess Diana. Like, they are just like so famous down there. And Katy Perry was in Mexico City right before, or right during when Gaga was performing there too. They performed at two different venues, but Katy Perry went to see Lady Gaga one night, and they showed her. This might have been a different night. They showed Katy leaving something, and they couldn't even move the car because there were so many fans around screaming Katy's name. And it's just, I know Mexico's not in South America. I'm aware of that, but yeah, it's just it's really interesting to see how crazy the fans get in South America. Honestly, and just in other countries in general, but South America specifically, because they don't really go there very much. I think the last time it said Lady Gaga was in Brazil was 2012. So it's like long overdue. And it's just crazy to see her 20 years into her career, and just like, she looks good, she looks healthy, she looks happy, she is performing at like the top of her game, and I love it. I love it so much. So yeah. Also, someone tried to plot an attack there, a bomb attack, and they found it. They caught it, which, that's pretty cool. And like, they didn't cancel it. Like, when Taylor had that scare in Vienna, they canceled the whole show. And I don't think they went back. Maybe they did. I think I'm lying. I think they went back. But yeah, they canceled the whole show. And that didn't have nearly as many people as this one. Interesting. What else is new? I saw Thunderbolts. We went to the theater, and it was good. I really, really liked it. It seemed like old Marvel mixed with like Black Widow type, because obviously it's hard to compete with like Iron Man and Thor and the Hulk, like, because they're just on a whole other level. But when you see like Black Widow, I was curious, like, how are you going to do that to make it interesting? And they did. Like, I love Black Widow. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. And that's similar to this one. I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus as an evil person. She plays it so well. Her character is just, I know she's evil, but I love her character so much. It must be the Scorpio in me. Because the way that things continually go wrong for her, and she constantly just shifts and can think on her feet and has new ideas and just is so quick to react to things. I'm like, I love your character so much. It's so good. But yeah, there were some times when I was like, what is going to become of this? Like, what's going to happen? And they did it pretty well. I will say they did pretty good. So this is one that you should see in theaters. I approve. I've been going to movie theaters a lot. I've been to like 5 movies in the last month, and I love it. Oh, it feels like the old me. I'm back. I am back. Okay, what should we talk about first? A lot of just news, just stuff. Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mom, she has a book out called The Matriarch, and it is currently number 1, I think, on not Billboard, New York Times bestseller. And Beyonce brought her out on stage and congratulated her and had everyone like say, what did they say to her? Congratulations, mama. What did they say? To the matriarch? I don't know. Anyway, but it makes me want to read the book. I saw it the other day at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, oh, I didn't know this was out. I was like, I wonder if it did well, because I haven't heard anything, but I think it just came out. And it has done well, because it's number 1. Beyonce is also touring right now, and people are changing their minds about not wanting to go. And I don't know, but it's interesting to me that people didn't love this album that much, because someone on my TikTok said it wasn't her best work, and I was like, I kind of have to disagree with that, because the thought and the creativity and just the dedication to this album, I thought was like very well put together. So people didn't want to go to this concert, and now that they saw the first showing, I think she's played 3 or 4 shows now, people are all about wanting to go. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are thinking in the first place. Like, why wouldn't you want to go? It's Beyonce. Like, she could perform anything and it would be amazing. I want to go to see her sing Daughter and do the Italian opera part. Oh, I would just simply pass away. So my friend Catherine texts me and she's like, we have to go to Cowboy Carter. I'm like, I told you. There also is some news with Beyonce. She allegedly, I don't know if this is accurate, but I've seen it multiple times. So the Sphere in Las Vegas, I was for sure certain she was going to perform there, but she didn't. She's performing at Allegiant Stadium. And I guess there's a scene, like a cut, what is it, a cut scene or like a in-between scene where she's changing, of her walking through Vegas. And she picks up this ball thing that looks like the Sphere, and that's like all she does. And then she like sets it back down, and it's hinting at her maybe doing a residency at the Sphere. And I was like, that's pretty good. But apparently the Sphere did not like that, and they sent a cease and desist order to Beyonce. And I'm like, why would you do that? You guys need all the publicity you can get. And someone in the comments said, yeah, but if the Sphere used her likeness, she would certainly sue them. And I was like, you are correct. That is actually very correct. But I think when it's the other way around, I think you should just be happy and take the win. And she was supposed to do the Sphere. She really was. And it just like didn't work out because I guess she wanted to close it down for 2 weeks so she could rehearse. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We have to keep operating to like make money. And I said, you're having Beyonce perform. You will be okay. Like, it's going to be fine. Cut the losses, work something out. Like, I'm sure you can do something. So I don't know what they have against her, or they're just mad, or I don't know what, but I thought that was interesting. Okay, so I just found this out like 5 minutes ago. But Trisha Paytas is having a boy. I saw a TikTok last night of her team that they put together, and they were kind of doing like when you go around to the like family members, like what do you think they're gonna have? What do you think they're gonna have? And it's like, I'm grandma and I think it's gonna be a boy, or I'm grandpa and I think it's gonna be a girl. They did that with like her employees, and in my mind, I'm just like, I'm never really good at this stuff. Like I never guess accurately. I'm like, I just feel like she's having a boy. I just can just tell. I don't know why. I just think she is. So then this morning, as I was like opening my laptop and getting my stuff ready, I had TikTok going, and I'm like, I think she's gonna have a boy. And it was a countdown. They like pushed a button and timer went off on stage. Must have been last night, wherever she was. And it's a boy. So that's exciting. People are like, Trisha Paytas' baby is reincarnated or the Pope reincarnated. There's that joke where it was, who was it? The first one was the Queen, right? Her first daughter. And the second one, who was the second one that they thought that her baby was reincarnated as? I can't remember. And then the third one is the Pope now. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you about this. So 2 weeks ago, I went to my friend Stephanie's graduation at BYU, and me and my other 2 friends were sitting there. We're like, we feel so out of place here, but it was nice. It was fun, and we're sitting there on our phones, kind of just waiting for him to go through all the people, and it said they're announcing all the people's names coming up on stage, getting their diplomas, and the lady said Sherry Frankie. And I didn't even think anything about it. And Mallory elbowed me. She's like, Sherry Frankie? I'm like, yeah, what about it? She's like, is that the Sherry Frankie? I'm like, no, there's no way that could be. And so she texts the group chat, which Stephanie's in, and she's like, is that Sherry Frankie, like the Sherry Frankie? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh my gosh, you were right. I had no idea she was there. Like, she graduated from BYU. I'm like, oh, wow. That is kind of weird. Also, you want to know what's weird? I had a dream last night that I was at their house. I don't know what it was for. It was like a big group of us were at Ruby Frankie's house. And yeah, I don't know why I had that dream, but I did. They're talking about a Desperate Housewives reboot. I don't know if it's just on mine or if it's like a thing that's happening right now, but I'm seeing a lot of Desperate Housewives clips pop up, and like people are starting to watch it again or watch it for the first time, and they're like, I need someone to talk to you about this, like who's seen this show. And I guess Kerry Washington, she is from Scandal, and she has her own production company, and they are trying to do not a reboot, but a continuation or something. I think it'll just be called Wisteria Lane, which, if you're not aware, that's the lane they all live on in this. If you haven't seen this show, you should watch it. It's really good. I actually want to start rewatching it because it's been forever since I saw it. But it's basically about this cul-de-sac or street in this like really nice neighborhood of these ladies. Like, all of them have different kind of lives, but the houses are all pretty and perfect, and it's just kind of about keeping up appearances and keeping up with the Joneses, but then all this stuff happens, and it's just so good, you guys. It's so good. That's one of our first introductions to Eva Longoria. She played Gabby, like my favorite character on the show, and Kerry Washington was on Good Morning America talking about this, so it's pretty likely it's happening. And Eva Longoria was on Watch What Happens Live, and they were asked about it. And one of the questions was, are your paychecks still pretty hefty from Desperate Housewives? She's like, oh yeah. She's like, I'm doing very well. Like, very, very well from that show. And she said everyone is on board except for Mark Cherry. Is it Mark Cherry? Yes, it is Mark Cherry. He is the creator of the show. I don't know why he wouldn't want to be on it. I don't know if he had a bad time with it. I did see a TikTok the other day about one of the actresses being very difficult to work with, so they killed her off. And which sucked because I really liked her in the show. It was Edie, but I can see her being very difficult to work with. And there was always word of drama behind the scenes of these ladies. The one that has been known to have the worst reputation is Terry Hatcher. She plays Susan Meyer. Felicity Huffman, she plays Lynette Scavo. If you're not aware of who she is one of the ladies that went to jail or prison because of the college scandals. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember that? Isn't that weird? Isn't that so bizarre that people were so up in arms about rich people paying to get their kids into school? I just think that is so interesting that went on and was that big of a deal, and they got fined and went to jail and all that stuff because of that. I'm like, I thought people knew that was happening every single day. I didn't realize it was such a shock to everybody that rich people were paying to get their kids into school. I think it's interesting. I still do. I think back on it, I'm like, did that really happen? Or is that, I don't know. Anyway, Sydney Sweeney and her co-star, I actually said his name wrong in a TikTok. I didn't even know it. I read it wrong. It's Brandon Sklenar. Sklenar? I said Sklenar. He is from the infamous movie. What is it called? I just forgot the name of it. It Ends With Us. He is Atlas in the movie. And they are they are acting together in a new movie called The Housemaid, I think. It's a book that was really popular, and they're turning it into a movie now. It's produced and directed by Paul Feig, and he is the one that has done Bridesmaids, Spy. He did A Simple Favor and A Simple Favor 2. Speaking of that, A Simple Favor 2 is out. I have not watched it yet, but my cousin and I watched the first one again the other night. I forgot how much I love that movie. It is really good. Like, I liked it a lot. And it's just interesting seeing Blake Lively, because I remember when we went to the theaters to see it, and just like being starstruck by Blake Lively. And just to see where she's at now is so interesting to me, because she was so loved by so many people, and then she kind of took a massive nosedive during this little era of hers. But she's just going forward now. I think someone on her team was like, you gotta just like lay low. You've got to stop saying stuff. You got to stop trying to sue people. You just need to be quiet for a minute. Because what was it, a month or two ago, I saw her little picture on Instagram in the bubble up on top, and it said, it was like she had a story that I need to watch. I was like, I wonder what she's going to talk about. Like, if she's going to reference like an article that's talking about her, or talk about the movie or whatever. But no, she was promoting A Simple Favor too. I'm like, interesting. This is also interesting. Kendall Jenner might be the new billionaire, the newest billionaire of the Kardashian family. I did not realize that her brand was this successful, but her brand 818 Tequila, I simply do not get tequila. We were out at the bars on Saturday night, and my friend's like, I'll get you a drink. I'm like, well, you don't have to do that. And he's like, well, I'm going to. I'm like, okay. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, I'm going to get some tequila sodas. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, do you want something else? I was like, can I get like a vodka soda or vodka Red Bull? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. So he hands me the drink, and I drink it, and I was like, this is tequila. And it was the strongest drink ever. It was awful. I even gave it to some other friends to try it, and they're like, oh, that is the strongest drink I've ever seen in my life. So I didn't want to be rude, so I drank it all, and then we got to talking, and he's like, this drink tastes weird. I'm like, what do you mean it tastes weird? And it was almost empty, and so I took a sip of it. I'm like, this is mine. This was supposed to be my drink. I drank this whole thing. I didn't even drink it all. I was like, do you want this tequila? Because I cannot drink another drop of it. Tequila is just, it's not good. I just don't understand people drinking it and thinking, wow, this is right. This is good. But then again, people think that about vodka, and I'm like, you know what? To each their own. Barbra Streisand, she has a new album coming out, and it's collaborating with a bunch of artists that she likes and respects and says has great vocal range. So, two of the most notable ones are Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande. I'm still obsessed with Ariana Grande. I cannot stop listening to Eternal Sunshine, Brighter Days Ahead deluxe album. I just can't. It's so good. So this is Barbra Streisand's upcoming album, The Secret Life Partners Volume 2. It's a collaborative effort that will feature duets with Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney, James Taylor, Sting, Hozier, Laufey, I've never heard of that, or them, Sam Smith, Tim McGraw, Josh Groban, Seal, and then, like I said, Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande. It arrives in stores on June 27th, but Streisand has released her first single, The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, featuring Hozier. I have not listened to it, so maybe I will have to give it a listen. Somewhere on here I saw Ed Sheeran's name. I wonder if he was on the first album. This one I have not double checked, but it says Cynthia Erivo is doing she's narrating an audiobook for Wicked. Do you guys listen to The Weekly Trash? It's a podcast, and she's here in Utah. Her name's Josie, but she went to see Wicked. It's because it's in Salt Lake right now, the play, and she was expecting it to be like the vocal range of Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, and she's like, it was not what I was expecting. She said, I didn't realize it was two parts. She said, the second part is a lot shorter than the first part, and I was expecting her to hit the last note where she's like, does the, I don't want to do it, but when she's in the air singing and does the whole whatever and then flies off. She's like, it was not like that at all. I'm sure it's still good. I had a friend that went there the other night, and he said it was good, but the movie's definitely better. It's just hard to beat. It's hard to beat the movie with anything, really. But it is in the works. It says, yes, Cynthia Erivo is narrating a new audiobook of Gregory Maguire's novel, Wicked. The audiobook will be released by Recorded Books on July 1st, 2025. It is available for pre-order on platforms like Audible, Apple Books, and Google Play. Erivo, who played Elphaba in the film adaptation of Wicked, expressed her excitement about bringing the story to life in a new way. She has I love her accent. She has a really good voice. So I wonder if she'll read it in her Elphaba voice or her British voice. I guess we will have to find out. Chappell Roan is on the cover of W magazine. So that's that. I'm just curious where she's headed next in her career and how I don't know how she's gonna handle it, because she's quickly becoming annoying to people in the sense that she's just constantly complaining about her job and just being mean to people. And I get what she is meaning. She's trying to set a boundary of paparazzi and people in the entertainment industry not treating her like crap or other people like crap, But it's just coming across extremely entitled, extremely rude, extremely over the top. And I saw one girl do a TikTok where she was talking about how she's like, Chappell, you're 27, you're an adult. Like, you're not a young, you're not like Lorde when she first started out. You're not these young people. Like, you have lived a life and you're still complaining about stuff. Like, you've got to grow up. She's like, not all of us want to go to work every day, but we've got to. Like, it's our job. And she's also like, no one is forcing you to be a pop star. You chose to do this yourself. Like, you are choosing this career. So if you don't like it that much, then stop doing it. And I'm like, I have to agree 100% with you. What's next on the list? Addison Rae. She will soon just be called Addison. She's dropping Rae from her name, which I think is a mistake, but whatever. She is a strong candidate for Best New Artist at the Grammys, and that is very exciting news. Also, I just read that Diet Pepsi, her song, has sold over 1 million units. That's really good. That is, I mean, honestly, there's really no promo for it. There's really no, I don't think, has she performed it anywhere? I'm trying to think. I don't think she has. So that's just people loving the song. That song is good. Of all the new stuff she has out right now, that song is the best one for sure. I loved her first EP with Nothing On But the Radio, To Die For, Obsessed. Like, those ones I just think are iconic. I love them so much. I love them. Speaking of other music news, Ava Max has announced her new album. It's called Don't Click Play. And someone on Twitter is like, and I will be taking your advice. I'm like, you guys are so funny but so mean at the same time. I love Ava Max. She is giving us just generic pop music, and that is what we need. We need generic pop. It keeps the pop universe in motion. It keeps everything going smoothly. We have the big guns. You have Ariana, you have Taylor, you have Lady Gaga. I still say Katy Perry, but some people might disagree with me. Right now, maybe, but I have a feeling she's gonna make a massive, massive comeback. Who else? Like Rihanna, even though she hasn't released music in forever. Like those big artists. Then there's artists like Addison Rae, and I guess I used to would say Charlie XCX, but I think she's now becoming more of a big main pop girly. But you got Addison Rae, you've got Madison Beer, you've got Ava Max. Like I don't know why I was forgetting her name. Who else am I thinking? Dove Cameron. Sabrina Carpenter used to be, but she's now one of the main pop girlies. But you get what I mean. We need those little ones just to kind of fill in the cracks to hold us over while the other ones are waiting to release their music. And she usually has really good stuff. Like, I like a lot of Ava Max's music, but I really am hoping for another smash pop hit banger like Sweet But Psycho. Like, I want another song like that from her. I think it would be fantastic. Speaking of Madison Beer, she says she has a new album coming out, and she said her and her team thinks it will finally be the album that launches her to superstardom. Because she's been in the game for a long, long time. Justin Bieber and his management screwed her over. They signed her to their label and then would never work with her, and then I think eventually just dropped her. Her and Justin have a song together. I think it's called Overboard. There's two of those. One with her and one with another girl. I can't remember her name, but I love them. I could not get enough of them. I had them downloaded from LimeWire onto my computer. And yeah, I just remember walking around the farm, feeding the animals, and listening to Justin Bieber, that era of like, it was before Baby. It was like, what was his first song? The one that was really popular. Anyway, that's going to bug me now. But she's on the cover of Cosmopolitan. I think it's the digital cover. And if there's anything I hate in this world, it is a digital cover of a magazine. Stop. Please don't do that. Like, don't do that. I know I'm one of very few people who still likes magazines. But to tease us like that, and to people who actually do like magazines, and for us not to be able to buy them, is really rude. What else is new? Oh, the F1. So I guess I was under the impression that this F1 movie, it's got Brad Pitt in it, and it's made by Apple Studios, but it's going to be released in theaters. I thought it was just going to be one of those movies you kind of talk about, and then it just like comes out, and you're like, oh, I didn't know the movie was out, and then people kind of forget about it. But they're putting money behind this. Like, look at this. They just released the soundtrack for it, like the soundtrack album. Listen to these: Ed Sheeran, Rosie, Dom Dalla. I don't know who that is, but I know his name's popular. Roddy Ricch, Madison Beer, Don Oliver, Doja Cat. They have a song out right now. It's really good. Tate McRae, Ray, and Tiesto. And there's like more on here, but those are like the main, like the most popular ones. I'm like, wow, they're putting money behind this. This is going to be a good one. And I don't know, I'm excited. I actually am excited for this movie. A movie I really liked was Ford vs. Ferrari. It was long as hell, but it was super good. Another music news, Lorde has announced her new album, Virgin, comes out in June, I think. I don't know. I like this new song, but I don't go to listen to it. Like, if it comes on shuffle, I will listen to it. It just doesn't hit like Melodrama did, like with Green Lights and Homemade Dynamite and Perfect Places, Liability. Like, that album was good. Her first album was fantastic, and Melodrama was very good. And then she came out with Solar Power, I think, and it just didn't hit with anybody. I was talking to somebody about it, and they're like, she has a third album. I'm like, yeah, you didn't know that? They're like, no. I'm like, oh yeah, it obviously did not do very well. Yep, so speaking of Lorde, her friend Taylor Swift, I didn't believe this was true, and I still don't because I can't find any information about it. Someone said her house in Rhode Island was for sale, and I was like, really? She loves that house, but she can't. If you're curious, this is the house where she always has her big 4th of July parties. Oh, to be invited to a 4th of July party in Rhode Island at Taylor Swift's house. Could you imagine? I would just simply be on cloud 9 for the rest of my life. I would be so fulfilled in life. I would just be going through life after that would just be so easy for me. I don't even know how to explain it. But it didn't make sense to me because she had just remodeled it. The house she bought in 2013 for $17.75 million. It's not for sale, which I thought was the case. It's 11,000 square feet. And in January, she paid cash for it. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? How does that work? I mean, obviously cash means like check also, but when $17.75 leaves my account, it's like very, very hard on me. So I can't imagine 17,750,000 leaves my account. I would be just, I don't know. But it's an investment, obviously. I wonder how much it's worth now. I'm sure it's worth a lot more. Like a lot more. In January, she started adding on to it, though. It says the estate boasts 5.23 acres with 700 feet of private beachfront, 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 8 fireplaces, and a pool overlooking the ocean. You know what I want to do once in my life? I want to go to one of these coastal cities, like in the north, the New England coast or whatever, in the wintertime when it's cold and bitter and just like the chill of the ocean, and just sit by the fireplaces in this like manner. It's giving me like And Then There Were None vibes. It's like my favorite book of all time, one of them. And I just want to be able to look out at the ocean in my Skims sweatsuit with my Skims comfy socks, reading my magazines or my book next to a big cozy fire. I just want to spend an entire winter doing that. Like that's what I want from January until end of February. I want to just be cozy in a mansion on the Rhode Island coast, or Maine, honestly. I was so bummed when I went there and was talking to one of the girls, like the waitresses. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to sleep like in a lighthouse. Like, is that something people do? And she's like, oh, that's actually illegal. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you're not allowed to do that because they're historic landmarks. So they're like protected. I'm like, I am distraught. I am devastated. I want to stay in a lighthouse so bad. Wouldn't that be so fun? This house actually inspired Taylor Swift to write the song The Last Great American Dynasty for her folklore album. And she's currently adding on quite a bit, like a new bedroom, a new wing, and a new bath, like a luxury bathroom. This came out on January 15th, 2025. It says all of Taylor Swift's houses, a look at her $80 million real estate portfolio. Oh, I just love boss-ass women. I just love them so much. I love powerful, rich women that just get stuff done. Let's see. The Cardigan singer bought 2 adjacent penthouses at 155 Franklin Street in Tribeca for $19.95 million in 2014. She purchased the pricey pads from Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson. Wow. To have that much space in a city is crazy. She has, let's see, 23, Cornelia Street. She was just renting that one. Rhode Island. She has one in Tennessee. It's like an apartment. She has another one in Tennessee. This one's like a house. This kind of looks like the White House. It's giving very White House vibes. Let's see. The Fortnite artist, who was heavily inspired by Nashville music scene throughout her career, bought a Greek revival estate in Tennessee's capital city for $2.5 million in 2011. That is a very pretty house, I will say. I would buy that house. Los Angeles has one in Beverly Hills. She bought it for $25 million in 2015. This one looks very cool. This is the one where she did her Vogue interview, the 73 questions for Vogue. That's the house that she was in. And that's it. At one point, I think she had a lot more than this, but she must have dumped some of them. Wouldn't it be fun? Like when Kim Kardashian was recording or filming American Horror Story, and they were filming in New York, and so she went and just rented this nice apartment because she was going to be there for a few months. I was like, what would it be like to be able to just go rent a luxury apartment because you're going to be working in that area for 2 or 3 months, and just be able to afford that? Like, you're getting paid so much that won't even affect the cause or the cost of your, what am I trying to say? That won't even affect what you're getting paid. What am I trying to say? You know what I mean? Like, she'll still come out on top because she's making that much money and she still can rent that nice place. All right, what else is on here? Angie Katsanovas from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City She's the one that owns all the hair salons, the Lunatic Fringe. I actually used to go to Lunatic Fringe. I went when I lived in St. George. I don't know why, because I was a college student and they're not cheap. But I loved the girl that cut my hair. And I just did. I did. I used the leftover money from my loans. And I went shopping. I went and got my hair cut. I went and got my hair done. And that's actually where I found my eyebrow lady that does my eyebrows still to this day. The girl that cut my hair was like, would you be interested in, because I used to get my eyebrows waxed. There's a very different thing about getting your eyebrows waxed or shaped. And you always want to go with shaping. Because waxing, there's no rhyme or reason to it. At least from when I got it done. Shaping is they actually do your eyebrows to the shape of your face. And the arch of the eyebrow. Mine is the Kim. After Kim Kardashian. That's how my eyebrows look. But anyway, the girl that cut my hair was like, would you be interested in being my eyebrow model? We're having a lady come and teach us. I was like, sure, why not? And so she comes and she is like, wow, you have really good eyebrows. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I do the whole class, whatever. Turns out the lady that does my eyebrows, she grew up or has family in the town next to me, which I live in rural Utah. So that's rare. And so I've been going to her ever since. I didn't even think much of it because I never really got my eyebrows shaped before or anything like that. And when I went to work the next day, this girl, I tend to get a lot of comments on my eyes. I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I do. And so this girl I worked with, she's like, wow, you have really good, like pretty, and I thought she was going to say eyes. And she's like, eyebrows. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. She's like, yeah, they look like really good. And I went and looked in the mirror. I'm like, these do look really good. These look fantastic. So I've been going ever since. Anyway, back to Angie. So in this last season, she tells Brittany to go get a Kerastase treatment in her hair, which is supposedly, it's like this French brand, and it's supposed to be really nice for your hair. And I don't know what it does. I guess it nourishes your hair, makes it not look as dry. But she has partnered with them. And I'm like, that is genius. I'm surprised it took this long, honestly, but I love when things like that come together. When pop culture unites and they collaborate. And they did. And it just worked. So, anyway, Angie looks good. I will say, I don't know what she's been doing. I think she's just super healthy. Meredith, I think, has had some work done. Not judging. Never judging when people get work done. You can tell there's something different. Like, she posted that photo the other day, which was clearly edited. Like, I thought it was her daughter. I thought it was a picture of her daughter, and she was like, gonna say Chloe's back off to New York, or off to school, or, home from school break. No, it was her. It was Meredith. I was like, Meredith, are you in this picture with us? Like, where are you? But I think she has had some stuff done. She also looks good, just very different from what she usually looks like. All right, a few more things. I thought this was interesting. I said that a lot. I think a lot of things are interesting, apparently. Katy Perry's backup dancer is dating one of Taylor Swift's backup dancers. I think that is so ironic because, if you're aware, the reason Katy Perry and Taylor Swift were feuding was because of backup dancers. Taylor claiming that Katy stole Taylor's backup dancers. And so the fact that Katy's backup dancer is now dating a backup dancer of Taylor Swift, I just think that's so funny. That's just, we've come full circle. We've literally come full circle. I wonder what they talk about. You know what I mean? I wonder what... Some girl last night was talking on TikTok, and I kind of can see what she's talking about, but also not really. She's saying that Ozempic is making our pop stars not be able to dance the way they used to because their muscle mass is shrinking. And I was like, huh. I was like, I can see that. I can get behind that. And because people are making fun of Katy Perry's dances right now and saying that it just looks lazy and whatever. And the girl's like, she just can't hit the dances because she's on Ozempic. And I'm like, well, we don't know that. But that could be a possibility. That is a big thing. If you're taking Ozempic, you've got to make sure that you keep your muscle mass up, because that is a big thing that goes away. Okay, and last thing on this list is, well, two things. James Charles is in hot water again. Apparently, I don't know any of these people, and I really don't care to find out. Apparently, they are influencers in Australia, or one of them is in Australia. And the boyfriend, trigger warning, is accused of domestic abuse against the girl. And they're like, it's in court right now. It's this long battle, whatever. But apparently James Charles has been flying the boyfriend out. They're not together anymore, but the boyfriend out to LA to have like late night rendezvous with him. So people are all up in arms with him that he's fornicating with a domestic abuser. So that's interesting. He's been very quiet with it. He's been very, I don't know, just not vocal about it, which is probably coming from his team. I don't know. James, why do these people have to do stuff like this? Why can't they just do normal things? Like, James is so funny. He is so funny. His car series on TikTok last year, hilarious. Just do stuff like that. Don't be weird. Don't be weird and do weird things. Like, who else was... I'm like, I just like them so much, but why do they keep doing bizarre things that make me hate them? Who are we talking about? Oh, I think it was Armie Hammer. I'm like, you were so beloved, and people liked you a lot, and you just keep digging yourself into this hole. He keeps going on to podcasts and, like, not taking accountability and just doubling down on what he's saying, what he said. But anyway, okay, last thing on this list. Actually, two more things. Sorry. Khloe Kardashian's new popcorn brand, Cloud, is out. It's at I was going to say Maverick. It's at Target. They have a lot of stock, so don't worry. It's only $5 a bag. And I'm not just saying this because I love the Kardashians. It's really good, you guys. It is really good. I would highly recommend it to anybody who wants to try it. It's not too flavorful. It's just the right amount. It's like subtle. The popcorn kernels are crunchy. They're not soggy. Like, it's done very well. And for 7 grams of protein, I think it's very good. One of my friends was like, this is actually a really good snack for like kids' sports and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you actually are right. So I would go get some. My favorite is the white cheddar, and probably the kettle corn is next. Okay, last thing. Ma, is it a scary movie or a thriller movie? It's got Octavia Spencer in it, and she, I don't even know what it's about. I've never seen it, but I want to watch it now because she's just become kind of iconic. Like, she's this older lady, and she starts hanging out with these high school kids, and they like get drunk and stuff, and she buys them alcohol, and then it becomes, like, she's kind of become obsessed with them, and they're like, hey, we need to stop hanging out with her because she's kind of weird. Then she starts like stalking them, and she sends them a video, and she's like, hey, don't make me drink alone. Anyway, she announced on her Instagram that it's halfway between Halloween. It's halfway to Halloween. So they're bringing Ma back into theaters on May 14th. And I'm like, I might have to go see this just because of the lore behind it. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. I really appreciate it. It's May, you guys. Oh my gosh. It is Met Gala Monday. I am not very good at my job. It is Met Gala Monday. So I will report back next week with my favorite dressed people. I don't know why I said it like that. My best dressed. I will also do a Patreon episode with like a huge list of people. But I will do my top 5 favorites next week on the podcast. So if you want to watch it, it's probably streaming on TikTok. I know it said you could watch it on some of NBC's streaming services. It starts at 5 in New York, so that means 3 o'clock here. So I'm going to have to be doing some watching as I'm working because 3 is just too early to leave work. Anyway, thank you for listening. I will see you next week. Tell everyone about me and this podcast. Go follow me on TikTok, on Instagram. Yeah, I am very grateful to be doing this, even even this far into it, I know it's only been, I guess it's been a year and a half. And I still love doing this. So I think that's a very good sign. Anyway, I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks, bye.